Hey, folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. We are live on YouTube. Going to talk about something that was on my mind. And before I get started, just want to say if you haven't subscribed to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're at 947 or 48 subscribers, trying to get to 1,000, get closer and closer and closer. Hoping by the time we get to No Surrender, I will be at 1,000 subscribers, and I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. You can check me out on social media as well on at Twitter. On Twitter at Shooting Up North, and on Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and you can check me out on Facebook at the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. We have our Facebook group on there as well. Okay, so Brian Cage, as we know, Brian Cage's contract, his AEW contract, is coming to an end. I think it's later this month or early next month, or at some point within the next month or two. Brian Cage's contract with AEW will expire, and it's being speculated that Brian Cage is going to be leaving AEW. Again, I don't know what he's going to do. This is all pure speculation, but the rumors out there, I've seen it on a couple of websites that because they're not using him anymore, he came on as a ball of fire in AEW, and he kind of just fizzled out. They're not really using him on AEW TV anymore. So the speculation is that once the contract runs out, it's not going to be renewed, and he's going to be leaving AEW. So the question remains: where does he go? Where does he go? Does he go to the WWE? You know, he's 37 years old. I mean, he's not gonna go to NXT and start over. And NXT is not gonna sign a 37-year-old. Again, he's 37. He's still immensely talented. Don't think I'm not trying to be negative here, but just the WWE. They're looking for younger guys to build to be the next stars of the WWE. That's why NXT has completely changed, and it's all younger guys now. And they got with all those releases, but we're not going to go into that now. So I think if you went to the WWE, it would be the same situation as AEW. He would get lost in the shuffle at WWE as well. There's MLW. I mean, they go to possibly New Japan Pro Wrestling, but then there's Impact Wrestling, and he's very familiar with Impact Wrestling. Former Impact Wrestling X Division champion, former Impact Wrestling World Champion. I think. I think I think Impact Wrestling would be a great fit for him if he went back to Impact Wrestling. I think he would be fantastic because when he left, the Impact Wrestling is different. There's a whole group of new talent there, and there's a lot of fresh challenges there for Brian Cage. So if Brian Cage was to go back to Impact Wrestling, there's Josh Alexander, you got W. Morrissey, potentially Jonah will be around. Hopefully he'll be around past Rebellion. Imagine Brian Cage coming in and confronting Moose, and they battle over the Impact Wrestling World Championship. I think that would be fantastic. Of course, there's another guy he's very familiar with who'll be back soon, Sammy Callahan. They've had terrific matches together. There's the New Japan Pro Wrestling element. There's the relationship between New Japan Pro Wrestling. So Brian Cage could, in fact, work with New Japan Pro Wrestling stars. He could go to New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. And when this whole COVID thing is eases up, the restrictions ease up, he can always go to Japan and work in Japan as well. And there's the new Ring of Honor guys that are coming in as well. So there's a lot of fresh challenges for Brian Cage in Impact Wrestling. I think it'll be a great fit. Now I know there was an issue 2019. He wanted to appear while he was the Impact Wrestling World Champion. He wanted to appear at there was AEW's what he had Double or Nothing, but they wouldn't let him compete because Impact Wrestling threatened to sue him if he competed with AEW, and they threatened to sue AEW as well. So that didn't take place. I know Brian Cage was a little upset at that, but I don't think he's holding any ill will towards Impact Wrestling. Otherwise, I think he will be a welcome addition back to Impact Wrestling. Just think, Brian Cage 101 with Josh Alexander. How terrific would that be? And again, I mentioned Moose. Him and Moose can have just an incredible feud over the Impact Wrestling World Championship. And Impact Wrestling is trying to grow. They're trying to get bigger audiences. And getting Brian Cage and unleashing Brian Cage, and letting Brian Cage be the star that Brian Cage can be, which Impact Wrestling would do. He could definitely bring in. put more asses in the seats, so to speak. But then they think, as I mentioned, New Japan Pro Wrestling. What if Tomohiro Ishii came in and we had Brian Cage against Tomohiro Ishii? What if Tetsuya Naito came in or Sonata, Brian Cage against those guys? So Brian Cage has a whole host of fresh challenges waiting for him in Impact Wrestling if he was to return. Kind of mess. Impact Wrestling needs to bring back Brian. Yes, I agree with you, Michael. Um, Thank you for the comment. Impact Wrestling definitely needs to bring back Brian, but before they can do that, his contract needs to run out. I don't know if there's going to be any 90-day non-compete or 30-day non-compete with the AEW contract, so I'm not familiar if there will be. But and AEW may very well just offer him big money to stay, and he might very well stay with AEW. So again, this is all my opinion. This is all what I'm thinking, what I'm hoping for. But I don't think he would go back to AEW. I don't think he wants you to sit on the sidelines. He's got many years left in him, and he's immensely talented, and he wants to showcase his skills. And I think right now, Impact Wrestling will be the best spot for him to showcase those skills. We got another comment in here. Let me see. Donald Hill Lewis have seen the reports of Impact being negotiated with Swerve Strickland. That would be a big. Yeah, I saw that. That was actually put out by a Twitter account. Thank you, Donald Hill, for the comment. Take that with a grain of salt because that was put out by I saw that and I looked into it. It was put out by a Twitter account that has like less than 50 followers, I think, or less than 60 followers. So it's not really a respected news source that it came from. So I'm not getting excited just yet on that. I've looked all over the internet. Fightful's not reporting on it. PW Insider's not reporting it. I haven't seen any of the big websites report on it yet. So I'm not actually getting excited over that yet. To be great, Donald, but I don't think the source, I can't remember the name, but it's not really a reliable news source in my opinion. Impact should pay playoff Cage trash. So Vonville, Impact should playoff Cage trashing Impact when he was in AEW on his return. Impact should play off Cage trashing Impact when he was in AEW on his return. That's possible. That's possible, Vonville. Anything's possible. We can see that could happen as well. But I don't know if they would want to trash. They would just bring him in. I don't think he should be trashing anything. Let him just they'll come back fresh. I would say if you're going to bring him back, if he does come back, just after Moose defeats W. Morrissey would be a great opponent for Brian Cage as well. But just say I'm just hypothetically say Brian Moose defeats W. Morrissey, then the lights go out. Brian Cage shows up and confronts Moose, something like that. It's not going to be at No Surrender, of course, but that type of scenario, I would love to see Brian Cage come back in. I wouldn't want to. No need to trash anybody. Um, but I would love to see Brian Cage back in Impact Wrestling. Any other comments? Any other thoughts on this? I see you got a number of people watching right now, and I really appreciate it. So any before we go on any further, any more comments? Just wait a few seconds. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Donald Hill, and thank you, Vonville, for the comments. I really appreciate it. Um, but yeah, okay, so cool. So New Japan Pro Wrestling. I was gonna go into I was gonna go into some spoilers, but I have a whole spoiler. I have a whole spoiler podcast that I put out. Oh, here's another Shane Strickland, David Boy Smith Jr., Mr. Majestic writes Shane Strickland, David Boy Smith Jr., Timothy Thatcher, Wes Briscoe, and Brian Cage would all be great additions to Impact Wrestling. I agree. I'm not too sure about Wes Briscoe, but I know he was. Oh gosh, I think he used to be in Impact Wrestling, but I know he's on the indie scenes right now. But Shane Strickland would be a terrific addition right now as well. So hopefully, Donald. Hopefully, it's true. Hopefully, those negotiations are true. I'm taking it with a grain of salt right now because of the source. But David Boy Smith Jr., I forgot about him. He'd be great also. Thatcher, Brian Cage, yeah, all that. I love it, man. I love it. Impact Wrestling is really starting to catch fire right now. I mean, their viewership is growing week after week now. They're bringing some top stars. The spoilers. I have two spoilers shows that I put out. Just check it out. So lots of great stuff going on with the Bullet Club and Good Brothers. I got, as I mentioned, Giselle Shaw, now part of the Impact Wrestling roster. So Impact Wrestling doing a lot of great stuff. So when Brian Cage's contract does come due, I don't know the exact date. I think it's going to be later this month or next month. When it does expire, again, I don't think Tony Khan, in my opinion, is gonna offer him any extension or a new contract. I think he's going to become a free agent, and I hope there's no 90-day non compete or 30-day non compete. I hope he's able to sign with whoever he wants right away, because I know Impact Wrestling. I shouldn't say I know, but I feel Impact Wrestling will love to have him back. Will love to have him back in the fold, and I think the fans will love to see it too. Lots of great challenges out there. Lots of great potential matches. Another comment coming in. Oh my God, Donald. Yeah, dude, Brian Cage with Steve Macklin would be pure fire, man. Brian Cage, Donald Hill, Brian Cage versus Steve Macklin. Take my money too. That would be pure fire, man. Pure fire. Michael, put Brian Cage in the Bullet Club. Nah, no, I wouldn't put him in the Bullet Club. I think Brian Cage is better on his own. I don't think he needs to be in the Bullet Club. That's the way I feel. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I think Brian Cage is more of a loner. He doesn't need to be in the Bullet Club. That's how I'm feeling, man. Roger, hi Lewis. Do you know if Impact Roger Pace? Hi Lewis. Do you know if Impact has anything special for its 20th anniversary coming up soon? I haven't heard anything. I'm sure there will be. As soon as I find out, man, I will be on talking about it, man. But I haven't heard anything yet, Roger. I'm sorry. Sorry on that. Mr. Majestic. Did Impact Wrestling's working relationship with AEW benefit Impact Wrestling? It benefited Impact Wrestling, but I don't think I don't know. I don't know. We got Kenny Omega. It didn't really the viewership didn't really go through the roof. And Kenny Omega, I don't think Tony Khan wanted Kenny Omega to lose to an Impact Wrestling talent. So I don't know. I don't really know if it and the relationship through the relationship we lost Don Callis as well. Don Callis decided since the relationship has started and he's working with Kenny Omega, he doesn't want to he didn't want to be with Impact anymore, so he left his executive VP job and signed to be a on-air talent with AEW. So I don't know if it benefited. I don't know. I would stay away from a partner working relationship with AEW for now, unless we can see more Impact Wrestling. I mean, we didn't see any Impact Wrestling stars in AEW at all, right? We except for the Good Brothers, and Father Mitchell did a wedding. Other than that, we didn't really see any. I mean, Deanna Prazo wanted to do something with Britt Baker that never came to fruition. But no, I don't know. I don't know if they benefited from it, man. 2020 degrees. A lot of rumors are saying Jeff Hardy coming to Impact at Sacrifice. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything like that. 2020 degrees. Where did you hear that rumor? I haven't heard that at all. This is the first I'm hearing that. I my guess, he's headed to AEW with Matt Hardy, but I haven't heard anything about Jeff Hardy coming to Impact at Sacrifice. So where did you hear that, man? Type it in there. Where did you hear that Jeff Hardy is coming to Impact at Sacrifice? I haven't heard that at all, pal. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'll just wait for you to answer that. I haven't heard that at all. So, yeah. So, anybody else have anything to say? I mean, I said my piece on Brian Cage. We'd love to see him back in Impact Wrestling. And let me see. From a close friend who knows Jeff Hardy. Well, if it's from a close friend who knows Jeff Hardy, then they would know better than me, right? So if you have a close friend that knows Jeff Hardy who told you that Jeff Hardy is coming back to Impact Wrestling as Sacrifice, then that's what they say. I haven't heard anything. So if it is from a close friend, buddy, not sure why you're asking me if the rumors are true. Because if it's from a close friend, it's not made public. So I haven't heard anything on that except for now. But maybe you could get your close friend to come on and maybe we could talk to him, man. So Duffy is back. Says, what was it like to meet Mr. Wonderful? Oh man, dude, dude, I actually have a picture with him as well. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. I had to shake his hand. We talked a bit about WrestleMania, but man, fantastic meeting Mr. Wonderful. Thank you for the question. Vonville, AEW lets contracts run out so they don't need 90-day clauses. Leo Rush already signed. That's true. That's true, Vonville. So, Great point there. Great point. So you are right there. So there will be no 90-day non-compete. So that's an excellent point, Vonville. I wasn't even thinking about Leo Rush. Good point there, pal. Good point. Michael Spikes, Brian Cage, and Impact Wrestling again? Possibly, yes, please. I hope so. I definitely hope so, Michael. Mr. Majestic, if Impact Wrestling went head to head against Major League Wrestling, who would win? I think Impact Wrestling would win right now, hands down. Hands down, Impact Wrestling would beat Major League Wrestling. If it was Impact on Access versus MLW Fusion, the TV shows were against each other like a mini Monday Night War. Impact Wrestling would win hands down. Moose versus Michael, definitely Moose versus Brian Cage. I'd love to see that. Um, Michael, one of the best podcasts in the world. Tell you, oh, dude, fist bump, Michael, boom. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How will you be celebrating when you hit the big 1K? I'm going to do a backflip. I'm going to do a live backflip on the air. I'm going to stand up on the table here and I'm going to record myself backflipping. No, I'm just kidding. I'd break my neck. I don't know. I mean, dude, I get to 1,000. I've never thought I would get to 1,000 subscribers, but I'm so close, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna stand on the roof and scream. That's what I'll do. That's I could do. I'll climb up to the roof and scream at the top of my lungs. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm definitely gonna. I definitely owe it to you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much, man. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the question. Duffy is back, Michael. Impact Wrestling fanboy for life, man. Me and you both, Michael. Me and you both. Me and you both, buddy. Um, so I love Impact Wrestling. Been watching them shock the system. Okay? I'm gonna shock the system, man. You're talking about me. You're talking about Brian Cage. Um, I want to see Michael. I want to see Knockouts Queen of the Mountain. That would be a great match as well. Wouldn't mind seeing that as well. Good call there, Michael. So I'm gonna give it about another minute or two. Then I'm gonna wrap this up for the day. Um, just wanted to talk about Brian Cage. So anybody else have any quick comments or that I really appreciate you guys, man. You guys are watching. You guys spending some time with me talking Impact Wrestling. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys mean a lot to me. You guys mean so much to me, man. So I appreciate each and every one of you, man. So before I wrap this up, anybody Impact for Life? Dude, Roger, Impact for Life. I can't do the finger thing, but trying to do for life, but yeah, absolutely Impact for Life, man. Impact is I love when people say, "Oh, Impact Wrestling's 3 months from folding," but they're not 3 months from so folding. People have been saying that for the past 10 years. Impact Wrestling's going nowhere. Impact Wrestling's going to be around forever. Well, I shouldn't say forever, but they're going to be around for a long time. Impact Wrestling, Chauncey, Impact Wrestling for a lifetime. Absolutely, absolutely, man. Duffy is back. Did you like Moose's promo when he mentioned that? Absolutely, man. Moose has been killing it lately. Moose has been absolutely killing it lately. Duffy, this Duffy is back. Absolutely, he's been absolutely killing it. His promos, his in-ring work. Moose is one of the greatest world champions in professional wrestling today. Leo Rush Impact on a pay-per appearance deal would be nice to see. Absolutely, that's what I was thinking about as well. I don't know if I would sign him long term, but definitely a pay-per appearance. Leo Rush comes in, confronts Trey Miguel for the X Division Championship. Would be absolutely fantastic. Would absolutely appreciate that. I would love to see that as well. Okay, going to wrap this up in about a minute. It was fantastic. The flow of it, very good. Okie doke. I want to see Impact partnership with MLW. That would work. That would definitely work. I could see it happening. I could see it more. I could see it happening. I wouldn't be surprised in 2022 we see a MLW Impact Wrestling crossover. But it would definitely work. I would love to see Jacob Fatu, Alex Hammerstone, Richard Holiday coming into to Impact Wrestling, and I would love to see Moose defending the title in an MLW ring. But MLW is doing a good job. They got a relationship with All Japan Pro Wrestling right now. So they're doing some good stuff, a lot of crossover stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Impact and MLW start sharing talents in 2022. Impact Wrestling people have been saying that it may be around since. Let me see. Impact Wrestling people have been saying that it's been around since 2000. Yeah, it's been. I know. I think you're talking about people saying that Impact Wrestling is going to fold in 3 months, but it's been around since 2002. For the past 10, 12, 13 years, people have been saying it's going to fold. There's another nail in the coffin in Impact Wrestling, but Impact Wrestling never dies, and Impact Wrestling is going to be around for a very, 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 very long time, not going anywhere. All right, we're coming up to the 20-minute mark, man. I'm going to let two more comments come in, and then I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Michael Spinks. There's a fist bump. This is for Michael. I said Michael Spinks. You're not Michael Spinks. You're Michael. What's your last name there? I'm reading it wrong. Michael Spikes. Sorry about that. Fist bump. Fist bump. Boom. That's for you, Michael. Michael Spinks is a boxer. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Michael. Dude, Eli Samuel, what's going on, my brother? The Brian Cage versus Michael Elgin feud in Impact Wrestling will always be my favorites. I hope he comes back to Impact. Dude, that was a great feud. That was a great feud, man. I agree with you 100%. Thanks for showing up, Eli Samuel. And you're one of my boys, Eli Samuel, one of my boys. Official little hey, how you doing, Little Silver? Chauncey, I believe WWE just like WCW. Yeah, similar. Brian Cage will be treated as one of the top 3 stars. If Brian Cage came back to Impact Wrestling, he would be immediately one of the top stars. Absolutely one of the top 2 or 3 stars. I can see him, Josh Alexander Moose. Yeah, definitely. And again, Brian Cage comes back, official Little Silver. Lots of fresh matches available for Brian Cage. It's not the same Impact Wrestling as when he left. Impact Wrestling needs Brian Cage. WWE will just misuse him. I said that a little earlier. I agree with you 100%. If he went to the WWE, he would get lost in the shuffle there as well. Okay, so we're at the 21-minute mark. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I appreciate you guys joining me today, man. It's great stuff, man. You guys make me feel special. You guys make me feel special. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. And everyone that has hit that subscribe button, man, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to say thank you again. I'm signing off now. I'll be back maybe later today, but I'll definitely be back. And until I'm back, thank you very much again. Take care. Bye-bye. And I think we're going to be doing a lot more of these live streams. I kind of enjoy them. I think I'm going to regulate them to the weekends, I think. Maybe some quick news live streams. But I think we're having a blast now, man. I enjoy talking to each and every one of you, man. So I think we're going to be doing a lot more of these live streams. Maybe I'll schedule some live streams for the weekend. We could all spend some time together discussing Impact Wrestling, okay? Does it sound good, man? Sound good to you guys? I'm sure it does. I'm sure it sounds great to me. But until I'm back, man, thank you very much for joining me again today. And take care. Bye bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.